That's stupid. That's just stupid. That's just stupid. It like auto came on. That has nothing to do with me. I'm glad they can't see your face because they can't see all that anger and retribution. No, don't do that. No. Hey, look, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. No, look, I'm saying. It's just, that's not my fault. Oh my God, look at all these comments. You guys are funny. No, it wasn't just Mama Bear. Travis Kelly, stop with the propaganda. You too, Troy Gill. Shit. Excuse my French. Alexa, play that last song again.
Getting the last song from Disney Plus.
Uh-oh. Disney Plus. Let me see what that's. Yeah, you're not going to play it. Alexa, play Hide by NASA.
Here's Hide, Trocola's remix by NASA on Amazon Music.
No, see, Ramiro, no. Okay, first, I do like Shaggy, okay, but I don't like that reference. No, stop smiling, Ramiro. I don't appreciate that, okay? We're friends. Ramiro's laughing at me, though. I don't like this. No, all they all want to do is say hello to you, apparently, because it's hello, Mama Bear, thanks, Mama Bear, thanks for saving the day, Mama Bear, even though it was me that went and made sure all the cables were right and came over here and, check this out. Stop looking smug. And then, all right, you did kind of fix it. R8RBEAR! just shut up. Let's go! Alright, that's enough of that. We're getting on with the show. Marvin Suarez, you, sir, were the gold medalist. Tonight on Facebook, you were one step ahead of my good friend, Lucky Pace, and my other good friend, Michael Purifoy. So for you, Marvin Suarez! And John, the Leon won my Facebook gold. Much love to you, brother. You have Jim over here in the corner crying. He's messed up because he's got 4th or 5th or something like that. There's no excuses on my show, Jim. Just stop that. I'm just kidding, Jim. Much love. All right, Alexa, hush and stuff. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Please consider a subscription to R8R Bear Family Page. It's just $5 a month, and you can cancel it at any time. But you won't want to because we're going to start doing some really fun stuff. And we raise a lot of money for charities all over the world. Wait. Woman. Doggone it. Alexa, stop. Okay? About to go Ike on you. No, Ike and Tina Turner. Look, don't act like you understand that reference. None of you are old enough to get that one. Maybe Corinna. Maybe Kim. They might know that one. Everybody else shut up. Chris Strong, what's up? Welcome to the show. And if you would, consider that subscription. And on YouTube, if you would just go right over there for the algorithm so that more faces, with more black shirts can see me and my butt here talking about Raider football. And we're going to do that right now. But first, I wrote down a couple of quick topics I wanted to go over. Gardner Minshew has been named the starter. All of you know that, but why and what do I think of it? I'll tell you in a moment. The cornerbacks, how did they look? The safeties, how did they look? And were you impressed or were you upset? So we'll go into that. Don't write any answers just yet because I will actually ask you guys these things. We're going to do it a little differently tonight. And when I ask you these things, then I want you to go right to just saying, no, I think this, no, I think that, and really give me, an explanation of your opinion, and I'll try to grab each one as best I can. Okay. So there was that. Also, in free agency, has anyone heard that Unique Ngakoue is still out there? He is. I don't know why we don't make a move there. Tyree Wilson, I don't think he's going to pan. I really don't. I think Tyree Wilson project is kaplutz. You know what I mean? I really do. It just he's just a big moose. He's strong and he can throw guys, but there's not a lot of offensive linemen in the league nowadays that you're going to grab and throw around. It's just you got to have a certain amount of technique. You just have to. You have to be able to infight, with your hands. You have to be able to spin once in a while. Even for the real big guys, you'll see the real big guys spin. You know what I mean? And it's it's something we used to laugh at back in the old days. We would see a big guy 300-pounder try to spin, and you're just like, come on, man. You know what I mean? But now it's commonplace. You know what I mean? They practice it a lot more. They practice their footing and how their body's position is going to be. So they look for a spin move, even though they weigh 300 pounds. And it works for a lot of them. So DPC, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Mount Rushmore in the house. Ah, Corinna, I appreciate that. And for those of you looking out there, my daughter has just become an author. She just released her first book. Yeah, I'm not kidding. And it's dope. I'll have to have her come on camera. Show it to you guys, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I think she might have left, actually. No, because right when I brought it up, I was like, ah. No, Val, no, don't do that. Wait a minute. Okay, put that comment up there. Wait, don't do that. All right, so hi, Tommy. Hi, Val. All this woman power stuff, okay? I'm feeling it. I am. I do. I'm a hashtag daughter dad. Okay, so Gardner Minshew, what do I think about it? I don't like it. And I'll be honest with you, I've been an AOC guy from jump. I've told you all that I felt like AOC had, in my opinion, the higher ceiling. I think Gardner Minshew is a good quarterback that can move an offense and understands assimilating a new offense quickly. Because of those qualities, you put him up against a very quiet, very mild-mannered, not slow student, but not an A student, which in reality, Gardner Minshew is. He's a smart dude, man. He makes you think he's goofy because he likes to play goofy a lot because he has a big sense of humor. But he is not that way when it's time to play football. I'm telling you, he's not. And they made a point of saying, or at least Antonio Pierce, the coach, made a point of saying he's a locker room guy. The locker room kind of started to coalesce around him and say, hey, we think he's the guy. I think the problem with AOC is he's just young and he's just a little bit timid. I mean, when's the last time you ever saw AOC in the 2 years he's been with us look aggressive, even just on his face? You know what I mean? You only see it when he delivers the ball. That's it. You see a grit, and he grits his teeth together, and and he throws that rock, and then that's it. You don't see it again before or after. He's just real, negative as far. Not negative. That's a bad word. I meant negative like neutral. You know what I mean? But negative sounds like bad, so neutral. He has a neutral look on his face. A resting neutral face. Anthony Zirkle, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. JP, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8RBEAR family. Miguel Garcia, 559, Fresno in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Love that profile pic. Looking good, you two. This is a man's world, but it's nothing without a woman or a girl. Thank you, Linda Bear, for keeping his family together. Linda, they're killing me in here. Okay, sorry. Michael DeMeo, what's up? Welcome to the show. I was trying to figure out how and who could go help her. No metal round, it's fixed. I did all the metal round in silence, apparently. Yes, Mama Dear Bear does. Glenn Medina, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Wow. John LaJoy, what's up? Welcome to the show. Trust me, I'm not the kind of guy. I don't get mad about stuff like that. To the contrary, we were in a mall one day and we were getting ready to buy something, and I had given Linda my card to purchase something that was like really expensive that she wanted. It was like a dress and a purse and something. And she got up there and she looked at me and she said, I need your card. And I said, you remember I gave it to you, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, oh, yeah. And then she goes and gives it, and the woman behind the counter looks at it and goes, this is your card? And I said, yeah. And she looks at me and says, good boy. You smart-ass married women that have been married for women, you spot us young husbands, burning us right to our face. Now, the Gardner Minshew thing I don't like because Gardner Minshew is not a pocket passer. He's not. But more importantly, he's a dangerous passer. He will move out of the pocket even though there's plays there. So I'm concerned. I'm 100% behind his back. Having said that, I think he could be gone by week 6. And I do mean that. Because remember, this was a close battle. It really was. So it wouldn't be any disrespect to Gardner Minshew if Antonio Pierce saw him, not productive. Maybe he gets injured, hurts his leg or something and can still play, but now doesn't have that mobility that he needs as a part of his game, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever the reason ends up being, I have a feeling AOC is going to end up back on the field. He was not exactly outplayed. And by the way, I want to make a crucial point here. When Gardner Minshew and AOC, Aiden O'Connell, were in this last game, there was a point where both men threw to the exact same route. Okay, now they called the play, exact same play, and they happened to do their checks and go to the exact same route. Here's the thing though. He snaps the ball, AOC, he sees his hot read, he goes to throw it, a guy steps in front of it and intercepts it and runs it back. Now, the exact same play run by Gardner Minshew, checks everything, sees his hot, goes to throw it, it goes right in the guy's hand, exact same play, and he dropped it. It was the exact same play, and the guy just dropped it. They read both quarterbacks, and they both made the same mistake and threw underneath a read that was covered, and it was just camouflaged, like it wasn't covered, but it was covered. The linebacker was just floating there waiting. And so he threw into that pocket, and Gardner Minshew just wasn't intercepted. If you really look back, that's really the only difference in how they played. Now, there are those would argue that Gardner Minshew brings you big plays. Now, that's where I can't argue. Gardner Minshew does bring you big plays. And you didn't get enough opportunity to see that from AOC because even in the preseason, he was protecting the ball and acting like a young guy. And I just think up here, I don't think it's there yet. I just don't think it's there yet. He's not looked at by men as a man. He's looked at by men as a young man. You know what I mean? Kind of shy, kind of quiet, kind of sheepish. You know what I mean? It's not that he doesn't want it. It's not that he doesn't go after it. But just not everybody's the same way in that regard. Not everybody's flexing their muscles and pumping their fist at every play. And so because he's kind of mild-mannered in the locker room and, Gardner Minshew is everything but that, it ends up being Gardner Minshew. I know we can do well. I know we can win football games with him. I'm just concerned about the long term. But more importantly, I'm concerned about us going like, let's say it's week 6 and we're 4-2 and everything with Gardner Minshew seems fine. But, we look back and maybe in those 2 losses, we don't lose those games if he doesn't get out of pocket and throw 2 interceptions. You know what I mean? Because that is something he does. He snaps, he takes a 3-step drop, he watches the offensive line set, and then as he watches it set, if any defensive lineman is broken through in any way, spun or is getting close, reaching out with an arm, if he feels that pressure, he immediately rolls right. Now, it's not that he can't roll left, he just doesn't do it very much. I'm concerned. I'm concerned because he doesn't like the pocket. He's a big play guy, but I don't know. There were a couple of plays, I would say at least 3 in my breakdown of watching the game, going through it play by play. You know what I mean? I would have it on DVR, and I recommend you try this. turn on the game, fast forward past the commercials and the talking, start the game, and then right as the first play becomes, they snap the ball, mute the television. Don't listen to it with sound. Just watch what they're doing. And then once it's done, rewind it and watch it one more time. And again, no sound. And just see what happened. See it for yourself. Don't accept what you're hearing the announcer say it was. See it yourself. And when I see that, I see a lot of AOC kind of hemming and hawing, never really, when he does something good, sometimes he'll go like that, for half a second. You know what I mean? But where Gardner Minshew is, pumping his fist and jumping up in the air and, but I worry about him. He is a take risks guy. So it's cool in that way. We all of us down deep as Raider fans, we do long for the days when we had a guy that could throw deep. And now, with Trey Turner and DJ Tucker playing the way they are, DJ Turner and Trey Tucker playing the way they are, I mean, damn. We suddenly have 4 wide receivers that on any given play can be open, and one of them will be open, and it's pretty interesting. Stop it, Travis. Tony Shepard, what's up? Welcome to the show. But again, the only thing the comparison is AOC leaves the pocket when it's necessary. Gardner Minshew leaves the pocket because he thinks he can make a big play. You know what I mean? Sometimes he runs himself into trouble. There was at least 3 occasions where he had a guy wide open and he just missed him. He just missed him. And I don't mean missed him like he didn't throw it to him. I mean, he saw all 3 opportunities, threw to it, and the ball was so inaccurate, the guy couldn't catch it. One was behind, one was up and behind, and another one was just in the ground like a roller. And he would just look and go, darn. Wait a minute, man. You're just wasting throws. Those are open guys that you're missing just because you're not executing. You know what I mean? And often it was because he was on the run, his body got the wrong way, so he couldn't get the right, oomph on the ball and, English to put it right where he wanted it. Whereas I watched a perfect spiral flying through the air, throw after throw with AOC. You know what I mean? He just looks like a calmer guy. He just wants to go in there and just do his job. But I don't know. I'm not over it yet. I'm not over it yet. In other words, I love Gardner Minshew, but at the same time, I could see a scenario where we have to put in AOC and he plays well, and then they give the job back to Gardner. You know what I mean? For example, Gardner Minshew is not used to the rigors of being a starter. Okay, now most of you think that's no big deal, but I'm telling you, even though he's a 6-year veteran, he hasn't been asked to carry a team from day one to day's end of the season. It's hard, and it's hard on your body. And, the way he puts his body at risk, the way he runs around, I'm concerned. And I'm saying, and I want to say brass tacks, remember, I had us going with AOC starting. Okay, so how do you guys feel about it? We need a quarterback. I'm so pissed we have to wait another year to get a quarterback. So tired of this stuff being cheap. Glenn Medina, I don't know if we were cheap. We did go out and get one of the best defensive tackles in football. And I just think that there may be more moves to come. Just think about the idea that I was bringing up a moment ago where Yannick Ngakoue is still a free agent. And there's other guys that play defense that are still in free agency that can play a little bit. That defensive back, Barry, what was his name? I thought I had it down on my notes there. Yeah, Kim, I wanted Aiden O'Connell too. I just thought it was more calm, a measured offense. I thought that's what we needed. John Rogers Jr., what's up? Welcome to the show. John, you saw that too? I was at the Raiders-Dallas game. Crosby did not seem himself, was not happy with coaches. Something was up. Miguel, there was talk that something's wrong, and I don't know if there's anything that could have been done about this. For example, you're going to have unrest in the locker room no matter who had been picked. So had they picked AOC, there would have been people angry that Gardner didn't get it, and because Gardner got it, there's going to be people that are unhappy that AOC got it. But as far as what Max was going at, I don't know specifically meant to Max. Hey, Long Bush. Oh. Now, we got to see something really impressive as well, as far as the kid. His name just Alexander Madison. Wow, wow, I like him. I like him a lot. If Zamir does go down or needs a day off, I like this kid a lot, and I would venture to guess. Or not, I would challenge some of you. Look at the promo photos of this kid when he played for the Vikings. He was skinny. He had muscles, but he was real skinny, kind of rail running back. Now, damn. I mean, compared to what he looked like before, he looks yoked. Mark Vargas is holding up. That's my guy. Just a thought. Maybe reach out for an Alexa sponsorship. Mention them enough. Just a thought for sponsorship. I like that, Chris. Can't believe AOC didn't get the quarterback. Yeah, Miguel, honestly, I was surprised. I really was. Yeah, Chris, I think it wouldn't hurt. I think it would help. You know what I mean? I would rather line up Tyree Wilson on the inside more often because he himself looks more comfortable in that situation anyway. You can just go at a guard. Xavier Howard, I think that was Michigan, Bob. Are we talking about old school stuff? Yes. Appreciate the love, Joe. Can we? Yeah, Mark Vargas, I would trade him. Can we just offer something for Joe Milton already? The Patriots don't need him. He's a nice quarterback. Apparently, Gus Bradley's kid is back with us. So if Gus Bradley's back, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm kind of okay with that. He has some things to learn, but at the same time, he's no closer or further back than Anthony Brown was, and they already let him go. So, also, do you think Adams and AP are going to have issues because he didn't play, even though AP said everyone would play? He was in his street clothes. Miguel, honestly, if everyone expects Antonio Pierce to make every right decision with every player that makes every player think he's correct, that's not going to happen. Now, is he loved by the team in the locker room? Yes. Is he loved by Raider Nation? Yes. Hell, I'd even argue the press really like AP, okay? He gives of himself. He's self-deprecating. He doesn't hide things. He seems like he really speaks, you know what I mean? The guy's just down to earth, and he tells you what it is. But, I think AP, in my opinion, if I had to go one way or the other, I for sure would go with AP before I would go with Adams. Adams is just erratic to me. There's just too many times you hear about him in the press saying he's mad about this or mad about that, and then he shouts at the press on camera and says, I didn't say that, and stuff like that. He just seems hyperbole, and then when he's called to the court on it, he doesn't want to talk about it. I like the player, and I'm glad he's a Raider, but he should stop talking so much. The team needs a stud, number one. No argument here. Let me move this. Go like that. Come right here. And go bada bow. Okay. So, yes, the Raiders did pick up linebacker Jackson Mitchell. I just noticed Mark Vargas mentioning that, and I am interested, to be quite honest with you. I feel like he'll give us some depth, which is always nice. You know, Joe Redmond, I'm all right now with Jacorian Bennett. What I saw from Jacorian Bennett, I'm kind of excited. Now, I'll be honest with you, my giving him a blessing doesn't mean now he's not going to, get burned, but I think he's growing into what could be a great player, and I think we should just leave him alone. Just let him figure it out with that God-given physical tools that he has, and just let him figure it out. I think that he's getting smarter. He seems to be right in guys' shirts lately. And I want to see him get out there and get a genuine opportunity. Kenny Blair! All the way from the land of whiskey and crumpets. What's up, my brother? Welcome to the show. All the way out in Great Britain. KB, always looking out for a Raider Bear. Appreciate the love. And remember, stars contributed to the show go directly to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks. We also work with St. Jude's and Early Onset Cancer. We've already raised a ton of money with them. I forget where we're at now, but we're already beyond 7,000. It's crazy. That's for the year. So we're moving. And also, I want to be very clear. No Raider Bear family did not raise all 7,000. We're a part of that. We've raised hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but not all of the 7,000. There's been other people involved, of course, with it too. And also, last but not least, Punks for Autism. Near and dear to my heart. I have family members and my own daughter who happens to have autism and wrote her own book and is now an accomplished published author. Sorry, it just came into my mouth again. But yeah, I like where Jacorian Bennett is. I like where he is mentally. I think he's just playing better football. I'm looking forward to see him getting more plays. People have to understand. Excuse me. People have to understand it's preseason football. The unwanted criticism is from people that don't belong in Raider Nation. My guy, Winchy. What's up, Winchy? Welcome to the show. That was like my little W for you. What's up, Winchy? Welcome to the show. Long-time viewer. Haven't seen you in a while, but good to see you, brother. And I would say this to you. I agree. But again, along the same line, I do agree with you, but I would say this to you. The Raiders have not won a playoff game in 21 years. It don't wash off. I know. None of us are going anywhere. But we're also tired of waiting. And I don't know if this team now is the one that can do it, because now I see my head coach kind of being, seduced by the dark side that is Gardner Minshew. Because Gardner Minshew's a veteran. If he goes into an interview and a practice, he's just going to look better than a kid. And I don't know what we brought the kid in for if we're not going to let him play. You know what I mean? Figure out what he is. Then if he's bad, then you can bring in the hot fire in Gardner Minshew, who knows the offense and would have done what we just saw in the preseason. So, okay, yeah. So let the kid start. If he's bad, pull him. You know what I mean? You don't have to give him 8 games, 9 games. Just give him 4 games. And if he goes 3-1, leave him alone. If he goes 1-3, you sit him down and have a talk with him. If he goes 1-4, you warm up Gardner. But, I would have liked to have seen that. That's how Dwight Freeney made it to the Hall of Fame. Originally a big man who perfected all the spin moves. Yeah, lucky and great point. And I hope we see some more of that from our own guys on this line, because I like our depth. I think we should use it. I don't like the idea of just, here's Christian Wilkins, here's Max Crosby, play after play after play after play after play. No, come on, man. I mean, get them mixed in and out. Give them some breathers. You know what I mean? I know they're great players. I want them to be great, though, not injured. So don't beat them over the head and, have to be in there for every single play. Armando Medrano! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. Well, Kim, I think people do feel like it's a mistake. I don't want to go as far as saying it's a mistake. I think that there is no doubt in most veteran guys' minds, if you have a veteran of 6 years that shows he's got something, and a kid, and this is your first head coaching job, the better boat is Gardner Minshew. You know what I'm saying? It just is. Yeah, Matt, I know, I do agree, and I do know AP said that, but I just think that he was being kind and doing the right thing, when in reality, is he the right guy? I think the same quality that we're excited about could be the same things that make us want to put AOC in by week 6. He's going to throw picks, he's going to fumble, he's going to get hit hard, he's going to get hurt for a game, that kind of thing, because he's doing all that running around, Edgar Winchell says, I love Minishew's move. Experience supersedes young football players all day long. I completely concede I can completely see that argument. Right back at you. How you doing, brother? Joe Redden, I would like to swap Minshew and a fourth for Joe Burrows. That is a good Raider-friendly trade. It's a little overly friendly if you ask me. Yeah, Joe Burrows is looked at as a franchise guy. You know what I mean? There's no way they'll do that. Unless he has like another blowout leg injury, then they might consider doing something with him, but otherwise, no. I think AP protected AOC by not playing him in the preseason, only to bring him in later if Minshew shows signs of weakness. Travis, I wouldn't even call it weakness. I just think there's a chance that Gardner Minshew, you know, what's the old story with the girl who had the slipper and the coach's chariot and it'll turn into a pumpkin by midnight? Dude's going to turn into a pumpkin. That analogy was terrible, but you... but it was from the heart. I was trying. Okay. Man, the media, as usual, gives us no chance to do damage. Daniel Hebenstreich! I love that man's name. All right, now, Daniel, listen, I got to tell you. First, way to be partying on the boat. I see you there. And then also, the media has to do that until we prove them wrong. That's all there is to it. I mean, if you bring up the Cardinals to them, what are they going to do? They're going to poo-poo it. They don't want to talk about teams that they feel aren't relevant. So you have to be in the playoff mix or a potential Super Bowl contender to be considered legit, even if you're a playoff team. Even if you're at playoffs. Did you say playoffs? Playoffs. Even if we're a playoff team. No, I won't do it again. You know, you could be a playoff team, you know, and just be a not so good team like the Bears, you know, or the Titans that have a plucky little quarterback but not enough tools. You know what I mean? So they get there and they lose. You know, so now the following year, should they be looked at as one of the elite teams? You know, I honestly think the CJ thing the bubble might blow on that one. I think he's good. I like him. I don't love his delivery. He kind of low sidearms sometimes. I think that'll get him into some trouble as far as accuracy, and he may end up throwing some balls that get picked. That's just me. Now, as far as guys that we could look at right now with New Orleans, Marshawn Lattimore. Sorry, I couldn't get his name out of my mouth. Marshawn Lattimore. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm digging that. I am. You know, he comes with experience. He would know this defense. I think Marshawn Lattimore would be smart. I really do. I think that would be smart. But at the same time, though, I expect to see them do this with Brandon Faison. Now, for those of you who remember Brandon Faison, he was a Raider once and left, and now he's a Raider again. I have always stood behind Brandon Faison. His only problem is that he's a little older. I think he's 35 or 36, something like that. So he's up there in age. But as far as NFL, obviously that's not old, but by NFL years, he's old. So, but the thing you have to remember, though, is in camp, he was an assassin, okay? In early parts of camp, he was one of the guys that was picking balls, knocking stuff down, and people in the locker room and the coaching staff were like, damn, we might have to try to work this guy into the field more often. He was playing like he was a starter. And so if they can keep him healthy, that's a nice piece to be able to mix in and out with Jacorian Bennett, even to put them both out there on the field instead and pull out the free safety. Let him play like more of a rover position because Brandon Faison sees that ball. He's got that Deion Sanders hawk for the ball. And that's it. He has absolutely nothing else like Deion Sanders. But hawk eye for the ball, he does have that like Deion, but nothing else. I love you right back, Chris. Greg Lloyd, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Joey Rivera, what's up, man? Welcome. So the running game, I think, is in good hands. I like Zamir White. I like what we're seeing him do. He's banging. But we're also seeing that out of Alexander Madison. I thought that was a huge thing. Also, Michael Mayer is starting to not only look better, but he's starting to look like he's comfortable. He's getting up from catches now, smiling, kind of looking at guys like, yeah, I'm about to do some things. Now, I would like to remind everyone, when he was in high school, he walked onto the field and he was literally like high school Zeus. Okay, he was a moose, big dude, already burly, big, like he's got that like farm boy kind of power, you know what I mean? He's thick, you know what I mean? He's not a bodybuilder. This is a strong dude. Okay, so he gets to college, immediately is the best player on their offense. He's like, give me the ball and give me the damn ball now. Okay, I'm serious. He went full Keyshawn Johnson on him. Keyshawn Johnson reference. So he then moves on to the pros and now needs more than a year to assimilate the level, where in the past he always just showed up and he was Zeus. Well, he ready now. I can't believe we have Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer on the same team. This is going to be stupid. And by the way, if anyone at all, anyone, makes any more references about that minority owner that's sitting up there in the box or at home trying to protect his assets from his ex-wife. What are you doing, Tom? Come on, man. What are you doing? If you guys haven't heard, Tom put all of his assets in his mommy's name. It's his mommy's house and his mommy's cars and his mommy's RV and those ATVs that all the kids really like. Yeah, those are mommy's too. So you can't have any of it. Whatever Giselle Bunkin or whatever her name is. That's right. Tommy saved your assets in the process of getting married. Went into it thinking, I better protect my stuff and keep it in my mama's name. Stop it. Oh. Joey Rivera, I see you there. Glenn Medina, honestly, we're going back and forth about, not you, and not us. I just mean Raider Nation is going back and forth about the thing with AOC and Gardner Minshew. I don't like it any more than you guys do. But you have to factor in other things, okay? For example, you're a rookie head coach. You want to go with the boy or the guy who's got 6 years experience? Yeah, I'm not trying to haze on AOC. I love the kid. I thought he was going to get it. I thought this day wasn't going to come. I thought Gardner Minshew was going to be the 2, and that if by week 4, 5, or 6, if for some reason it's just not playing well enough or we're 3-3, hey, bring in Gardner. Let's go. Save the season. You know what I mean? But now I think it might be that in reverse. I think Gardner may go 3-3, and we may have to pull the kid in and just, cross our fingers and let him roll the rest of the year. John LaJoy, yeah, we do have a preseason coming up against the Niners on Friday, but I got to tell you, it's kind of funny watching the Niners kind of dog walking their franchise into their next wood chipper. Oh, Niners, you got to be quicker than that. Oh, you got to know when. No, they suck and their window's closed and they don't like it. And they don't like people saying that, but it's true. Brandon Ayuk wants money or he wants to be let free because he knows that the team is going. Hey, man, look, I don't perfect the predictions. I just make perfect predictions. Okay, I do. I just do. Except for this last one about AOC and Gardner. And that one last week. And Kim Lissetti saw that too. Quarterback play is definitely going to be the Raiders' downfall this year. 5-6 wins is what I expect, and the Raiders will be picking in the top 10 in the 2025 draft. Okay, now don't get me wrong. I'm not going to just jump on you about your win-loss record. I agree with you seeing it that way. I got no problem with that. I just feel like the way we run the ball and the way we play defense, I think one or both of these quarterbacks will get a rhythm. Even if Gardner Minshew starts the season, let's say 3-3, and he's got a few interceptions, okay? I still think that even that guy could pull it in and go, hey, okay, let's just run our offense. You know what I mean? Let our defense bring us home and beat teams, 27-24. And I think we may see that. Solomona Milo said, what do you think if Brady wants to come back and play for us? I don't like it at all. You have to remember, he was shot the last 2 years he was playing. He was shot. The Buccaneers got that last ring out of him. And I mean, they wrung it out of him like they were wringing lemons into, lemonade. But they got the last one. That one would have been the one we wanted him to give to us. But I don't think he's got it. And the worst part is the irony is they might let him do it just to have him fail when it was supposed to be for us. It's about the time we support the Raiders instead of being so damn critical, people. Yeah, I agree. Do we trade Adams this year? I heard some speculation about it. Glenn Medina, there's teams that want him. The Jets are trying to knock on our door every 5 minutes. And I feel like the press might be trying to make that happen. Because remember, the press, if you have to choose, they're not going to choose leave Adams on the Raiders. They feel like Adams is languishing with us. And to be honest with you, he is. He had a little something with Derek Carr. We let him go because we want to start a new regime, but we started without knowing who the quarterback's going to be. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo? I mean, that sounds like the punchline to a joke. 3 guys in a bar. One guy opens the door and says, hey, what is it, Jimmy Garoppolo? Lucky, that depends. Shedeur Sanders could be the second guy off the board. So we would have to go way up. I mean, top 5 or top 4, or we won't get him. Because there's going to be another team that's dire and desperate for a quarterback too. Look what Washington just did. You know what I mean? So no, Glenn Medina, I would say no on the trade. We win with both quarterbacks, Bear. Well, no, Mark Vargas, we cannot. We can't. One of them has to feel the confidence of the roster behind him, or he'll just go out there, play a little bit nervous, enough to potentially lose the job. We put in AOC, he does the same thing, and then where are we? They had to do this. Just pick a guy and be done with it. And you go with the guy with the experience when you're a first-year quarterback and an old-school coach who wants to run the ball and win with defense. But I don't think Gardner Minshew is the answer, though. He's not the guy that protects the ball. He's the guy that puts the ball in peril. He's the guy that we watched throw 3 balls that were uncatchable and at least 3 that were potential interceptions, and the other team just couldn't complete the deal. I want another ring, and I had a really big gut feeling Aiden could have been the next snake. Just saying. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that, too. Minshew passes don't even have much velocity. Takes a while to get there. Kind of lofts them. Tanamoku, that is an astute observation. And yes, he does not put a lot of velocity on the ball, but especially when he's throwing deep routes, we consistently saw Trey Tucker waiting for the ball, having to slow down. And you want to throw the ball to where he has to run underneath it. Make him measure the ball and speed up if he has to, but throw it a little further, a little quicker, and you have a touchdown. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not a Derek Carr apologist, okay? I'm fine with the fact he's not here. But on that exact same route that he threw to Trey Tucker, where Trey caught the ball in that basket catch and the guy tackled him, if Derek Carr throws that ball to that same guy on that same play, it's a touchdown. Because Derek would have saw it sooner and would have thrown him a flatter ball. It would have still been up there, but he would have thrown it to him a little flatter. It would have loomed and then dropped on him, and he would have had 2 steps on the guy, and it would have been 6. And so I only say that to point out what we had and what we have. See, we had a guy that could throw that weapon. Now we have a guy who, when he throws it a little late, just a little, and he tends to loft it. When the more you do that and you put a ball in play like that, when it's like a pinball, it never reaches the ground. It's only going to reach the opposing team's hands, and we're going to have turnovers. It's just no. I'm a big AOC guy also, but I saw some open guys he definitely missed, especially on, Yep. Minshew will be better quarterback when our running game, Tay and Jacoby and a healthy Miller are added to the offense. Matt Marinovich, and we have to understand, too, this was preseason. So there were offensive looks they didn't show. There were defensive looks they didn't show. There were things they could have ran against the run option, that they didn't show, and so on and so forth. So obviously we're going to see a lot more. Gardner Minshew's the guy. Now let's just move forward, get through these first few weeks, and see what we have. Because I think he can be very competitive for us. R8RBEAR, I know I was expecting good things from Aiden O'Connell, but I couldn't watch the preseason games. What do you think he's lacking? Confidence. He does not believe in himself to a level that shows it to other players. He's sheepish. And you can't be sheepish and be in the NFL, but you for damn sure can't be sheepish and be a Raider. You can't, man. Has anyone seen Max Crosby's latest tattoo? Okay, I'm just saying, man. We're kind of hard, okay? And he needed to be that. And I have to give it to Gardner. He does have some dog in him. He's a tough kid. Is something going on with Adams wanting to be a Raider because he doesn't seem to want to suit up? Santacito, I think it's the opposite. I think he wanted to play, and the franchise is saying no. You know what I mean? He wanted to get time with whichever quarterback it was going to be. And they made it more about just let the quarterbacks play and see who can do what. And so he's just, Devontae Adams is upset about something, it seems like, constantly. I'm good. Kim got jokes. Glenn Medina, Tannehill is all right at best. You know what I mean? Even the two jobs he had where he was with the Dolphins and he was with the Titans, those were just good teams. And he was a good game ball manager. But I'd hire him right now. Bob, I don't know that AOC couldn't have been the guy because they won't let us see it. So why was Gardner named the starter if AOC throws like that and Gardner doesn't? I honestly think this came down to a first-year head coach saying, I'm not going to trust the kid. I just don't think he was going to trust the kid. With all this quarterback talk, what do you think about our other offensive sub-teams? We can have a fresh tight end tandem on every play. Our running backs are nice as well. The running game was incredible. I agree about the tight ends and the tandem. Bryant looked really good. We look really good. I liked us in the air, and I liked us on the ground a lot. So, yeah. There are no top 12 quarterbacks available. The team has done well just to wait and watch Brock be this year. Yeah. Gardner Minshew could be just in there to weather the storm for the first 4 weeks till the O-line gets healthy. The O-line gets healthy and lets AOC develop. John, I kind of do feel that way. I feel like maybe he wants to get off to a good start, but then if he falters a little, you go to the kid, and hopefully the kid is, he's got to let his balls drop. He had the balls drop. Crosby got in a fight in camp, threw some punches, I read. If your guys aren't fighting in camp, they're not showing you enough desire. DA doesn't play preseason games. He said it many times. Yeah, and exactly. But more importantly, there are times, though, when guys want to get hit at least a couple times just to feel it before they get into regular games. So there was a chance he was miffed about not getting to get into at least one game. But I never saw him in anything but street clothes. Honestly, Kim, they may have. If they did, I don't understand this decision. Because, like I said, I think it's a first-year coach protecting his job, but at the same time, you got to have the locker room too if you want your guys to play hard for you. So I think maybe he may be another mid-year replacement for another guy. Except last time it was Jimmy Garoppolo. This time it may be Gardner. Minshew is trash, okay? Let's just be real about it. Put foots in him. We should have drafted a quarterback. They knew we needed one that's on the organization. Well, Santosito first, great profile picture, bro. You guys look great. But more importantly, there was no one there. Everyone made moves for the quarterbacks that were available. We could not make a deal desirable enough to move up that made sense to allow us to get one of those quarterbacks. We just couldn't. We were trying, but we couldn't get there. Nathan Matthews, we all want a flashy big name quarterback, one who has certainty and security, but in reality, we need a game manager and a guy who can read defenses. We have weapons. If they're used correctly, we also finally have a defense that will help keep us in games, unlike before. Well said, brother. Welcome to the show. Great profile picture. Beautiful little baby Raiders. But I thought the same thing. I thought that AOC was not going to be exciting, but at the same time was going to move the football team down the field with passes to tight ends, short balls to, screens and slants like running backs and the number 3 wide receiver. Every once in a while, hit Meyer. Every once in a while, hit Adams with something nice, 25, 30 yards, get into the red zone, and you get field goals or he gets you touchdowns. But it was just methodically moving you down the field, and then in the red zone, you also have the running game that we have now. So I thought with the kid, he would protect the ball better. Whereas with Gardner Minshew, it feels more like AP is saying, I'm going to go with the guy who can fly from the seat of his pants, and in pressure, he can make a big play. He's not afraid to throw the big bomb. Is he not afraid to throw it, or is he reckless? We'll see. Alexa, resume! Yes, Kim, we can. We can put him in if he messes up too much. I'm sorry about all these other questions I missed. Much love, though. I will see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Raider Bear family page. But first, shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. Peace in the Middle East. Not picking sides. Peace in the Middle East. All right, that's my show. Much love. I'll see you tomorrow night. Raider Bear family page. I'm Raider!